My name is Khail Parris. I'm an attorney here at the Parris law firm. So this case was about a big rig semi-truck, and it was coming back from Lake Isabella, and it was going down the 14 freeway. It crossed over the double yellow line and just hit our client's head on. It essentially sheared off the entire driver's side of the vehicle that they were driving, and one of the clients actually had his arm sitting on the window, and as it sheared off that side of the vehicle, it wound up shredding his arm to the point where it's just hanging off by a small piece of meat. This case was a phenomenal case. We got to work with the greats. I mean, you had Bruce Schechter, you had Rex Parris, you had Brian Panish, and it was so much fun because me and Matt Stumpf got to work in the background and support literally the titans of trial.
My name is Brian Panish, and I'm from Panish Shea Boyle. I was contacted by the Parris law firm shortly before the case was going to trial. But I always wanted to do a trial with the Parris law firm, Rex Parris, Bruce Schechter, and Khail Parris. We made a great team, and we both used different demonstratives to illustrate the cases of our plaintiffs.
I'm Matthew Stumpf, and I work for Panish Shea Boyle. Some of the injuries that the brothers sustained physically were quite horrific. The driver sustained a traumatic left injury to his left arm. It almost completely severed his left arm. The passenger was his older brother, and he broke his back in his thoracic spine, had 3-level compression fractures. And of course they had PTSD from this event, as well as a host of other pain and long-term injuries that they still continue to suffer from.
DK Global made about 4 animations. One of them, which was the most complex one, was the wrist fusion, which really gave a clean picture of how traumatic that was. So what they did was they fused the wrist so that it wouldn't be limp anymore, and he could wrap his fingers around things to grab them. They showed the debridements, the cleaning of the infected wound. They did the external fixator, and they also did a kyphoplasty, which was it was absolutely amazing. The jurors were stunned by it, and we spoke to them afterwards, and they said it was one of the most engaging aspects of the trial.
Each surgery that was performed, we actually showed it in animation to let the jury understand how, just saying a back surgery is one thing, but when you see what happens to the muscles and the tissues and the serious loss of function that he suffered, that the animations and the demonstrative exhibits really helped drill that home, how much it had been and how big the surgeries were.
Some of the challenges in this case, of which there were several, for me was communicating what the surgeries were to the jury and the extent of them, not just the medical terms. Because when you've got a case like this, where you have so many medical procedures and injuries, and you're going to have a lot of doctors testifying, the jury's going to kind of be drowned out by all of that medical information.
Trying to describe all of this to a jury is next to impossible. And we were getting closer and closer to trial, and we realized these doctors can't explain, shaving off pieces of bone so that you can fuse them together and installing metal plates. And they can't really describe what it's like to have screws actually drilled in with plates surrounding them. And so what we realized was we needed something to show the jury. Words were not enough. You couldn't use models. When you have over 30 procedures, you need something. And so DK Global was instrumental in giving the jury a picture of everything that was happening so that they could understand the real trauma that all these boys had gone through.
The case was a grueling fight even before my firm became involved. It lasted nearly 4 years.
So the case went to trial. It was a hard-fought trial, and as a result, the jury returned a verdict of approximately $53 million for the 2 brothers, and the case was settled.
The brothers felt vindicated. They suffered a tragedy on that day, and it's a lifelong one that's stuck with them and their extended family. And having a jury see that and let them know it's real and it meant a lot, that was very gratifying both for them and for me and the trial team.
Working with DK Global was one of the easier experiences in a chaotic scenario. When you have this many experts, you have this many people involved, that many witnesses, a lot of the things that you wind up doing is last minute. And so DK Global was great in just at the drop of a hat, just being able to get these animations done cleanly, make them look the way that they needed to, make the edits, all within a very short period of time. I mean, we were on the eve of trial, and even during trial, some of these animations were still getting tweaked. And we were able to get it all done thanks to the speed and efficiency of DK Global.